No gold is not in her. She's a diamond.
Welcome to another exciting edition of Million Dollar Peddlers. I'm Papergoy. And I know I've done a video in the past that says stand by your prices. And I still standing by your prices. Except. And I bring that up because I recently went to an estate sale. Now it looked to be a pretty good estate sale. That there were some good older items at the estate sale. And I said, I'm going to go out there. About a half an hour, 45-minute drive. But again, there were some nice older items out there. I went out there and I walked right in and they had some sheet music. Now, I don't do a lot with sheet music, but I bought it here and there. And so I took a look at it and they had a big sign up, World War II sheet music. $12 per sheet. $300 for all of them. And I don't like to laugh at other people's prices, and I don't like to comment on other people's prices. I certainly do not do so when I'm out there. But I did chuckle to myself because I was thinking to myself, I might give you $12 for all of them, and if you turned me down, I wouldn't be crying the blues. I don't know where they got that price at. It was very ambitious. Then I kind of went around and I was able to find a couple of items to purchase. Nothing great, but I did find a couple of items to purchase. Now they were a little bit off condition, which is why I think they had low prices on them. But I'm willing to deal in off condition. I'll just note the condition on it, and they were kind of rare items. But kind of walked around and went out into the garage, and they had bottles. Now I don't do a lot with bottles, but they had some bottles out there, 1970s Diet Right. I did notice that. It was a 32-ounce size Diet Right. Now, I've seen that at sales before, garage sales, all that sort of thing. Usually goes for $1. Afterwards, I came home and did a search on eBay for it. Was not able to find the exact one that they had, but Diet Right bottles tend to go for $7 to $10 a piece, something rather like that. They were asking $15 on that bottle. And they had a bunch of other bottles there, and they were asking $15 a piece on these bottles. And the shelf was filled. I cannot think that they sold any of them. Don't know why they were pricing them at that. Maybe they went on eBay and saw a couple of them went for $15 and figured, hey, that's what we're going to price them at. I don't know. I did kind of do a little small talk when I was checking out because I had to sign up with my tax number and all that kind of thing, and said, hey, I don't think I've ever signed up with you before. And they said, no, we're a newer company. We're one of our first sales. I didn't say a thing about pricing to them. Perhaps I should have, but I figure there'll be some other people who will be uncouth and basically say to them, your prices are crazy. They were very, very high. They were basically above retail on a lot of items. And people go to estate sales in order to get deals. And generally speaking, an estate sale is not a long tail situation. An estate sale is we've been hired to get rid of everything in this house. Let's get rid of it all. We want to maximize the profits for our client, of course, but they also don't want to be left with a lot of stuff. So maybe one or two of the sheet musics did sell for $12 on eBay. Price them at $2 a piece, maybe $1 a piece, maybe $2 a piece, and go down from there and take an offer on the end of the last day. And don't be insulted when somebody says to you, hey, I'll give you $20 for the whole pile. A lot of us have been doing this for a long time, and of course we're looking for bargains. Don't get me wrong, we are, but we also can't pay more than retail for items, and most of the people that go to your sale aren't going to want to pay more than retail. Maybe somebody will come to the sale and not know any better and not know they can get it on eBay, and they'll see one sheet music that, oh, I had that when I was a kid, or it really caught my eye, and maybe they'll pay the $12 for it, or maybe they'll wait till the third day and get it for 50% off and pay $6 for it. That's great. You've sold one piece of sheet music. That's wonderful. You're still stuck with a large pile left over. Does remind me of one of the funniest estate sale stories that ever up this way. I did go to a sale and they wanted, I believe, it's been a while now, but I believe it was $5 a piece for books, which is a bit on the high side. Usually they're $2 for hardcover or $1 for paperback. They wanted $5 each for books. And that was for all books. That included John Grisham novels, Danielle Steele novels, things like that, that I could basically go to the store and pay that and get a brand new copy. I went through the books and didn't buy any the first day. Did find a couple of interest, but I wasn't going to pay $5 on them. Come back, it was a Thursday, Friday sale. They actually opened it up on Saturday. And what they had is books were marked down at the sale. Books were now free. And I laughed and I went out there and I found a couple of books that I was thinking about buying for free. Way better deal. Now, had they priced them at $2 hardcover, $1 softcover, I probably would have bought them the first day. I ended up getting them for free. Now, I don't like to be a schnorrer, and I don't like to glom things, so I did buy a couple of other things that they did have for sale. I did buy a couple of boxes of songbooks that they had and paid them for them. I didn't want to take those for nothing. But I did throw a few books in my box and did walk off with some free books. And again, that was a lesson probably learned by the estate sale company. Now, they very well may have priced that because that's what their client told them. They are kind of hamstrung by what their client says. And it might be some situation where the client says, my dad said these books were all really, really good. I need to get this out of them. And if there's enough other good stuff in the house, you kind of take the good with the bad and you say, okay, we're going to ask this on it. Then you come to the realization at the end that, hey, we've got all these books left over. What are we going to do with them? And that's why they ended up being free. Again, stand by your prices if it's a situation where you're long tail and you've done some sort of research and you know you're kind of in the ballpark. Obviously, if you have ridiculous prices, you know, if I've got a 1981 Lou Piniella baseball card that's worth 20 cents and I'm asking $500 on it, don't stand by your price. Take the first 20-cent offer that comes along. But if I've got something or other that I feel is worth a couple of $100 and I've got that price on there, I'm not going to jump at a $10 offer on it because I do feel it's worth a couple of $100 and there's no comps, or the comp is 150 on it, but mine's nicer shape, or the comp was from 8 months ago, whatever. Then you stand by your price because you can afford to be long tail on eBay. But if you're dealing with a short tail situation, you're dealing with an estate sale, something like that, don't stand by your prices. Move them on out. You're going to the flea market, move stuff on out. That's kind of what you want to be doing in those situations, is get rid of the stuff, get the money in, and that sort of thing. And if you're watching this and you run that estate sale, maybe I should have said something to you, and I'm sorry for calling you out here, but $12 is way too much for most pieces of sheet music. Unless they're super collector kind of deals, nobody's going to be paying that at an estate sale. $15 for bottles is a bit on the high side, and I don't do bottles, but I've seen it as a high side because I will occasionally pick up a bottle at a sale for a couple of dollars if it catches my eye, and come home, think I picked up a treasure, and yeah, I paid $2 for a bottle, they'll sell for $6. Woohoo! Ends up happening. There aren't a lot of bottles that you're going to find around here that are $15 or more dollars. Certainly not the common stuff in most people's garages. So stand by your prices. If you're long tail, if you're short tail, price reasonably, move the stuff out. Know what your business is, and you'll be happy, and your customers will be happy. Until next video.